All right, man. Footballville, man. We outside. We back outside. We outside.
We definitely outside.
We
I can feel
for real
it.
now, right? We've been in the house for a while, but I was like, let's get this heat. Get some of this heat out here.
Who made this decision? Was this an executive decision?
It's a scenery decision.
Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful out there, man.
Sure.
But we sitting here with running back, University of Miami running back Mark Fletcher. What's going on, Mark?
Not much, just chilling. Thank you for having me.
Man, it's been a long time coming, bro.
Yes, sir.
I know we done asked you to come on the show about 8 times. How many times we done asked to come on the show, Derrick?
Hold on, I only heard about 2 times.
Man, Dad been running interference. What?
It's been a long time coming, man. So listen, man, you at UM.
Yes, sir.
At one point in time, I thought UM didn't have a chance, bro, to get you. That's what it looked like to me. I remember we was at 707. We asked you a few things. Mm-hmm. Then you committed to Ohio State. I assumed, I was like, man, it's gone. That boat done sailed. Well, at one point in time, was it like you?
I was Miami. It wasn't even on the board. I was all locked in with Ohio State, but you know, just things happen in that recruiting process. Things get a little personal. Mm-hmm. You know, I think I just made the best decision for me and my family. Right, I really had to sit back and think. I've been succeeding in South Florida my whole life on every level, and I had to really sit back and think and said I just didn't want to do that for no other city, no other town. Yeah. And I just decided to go with UM, stay home.
He just won some hearts right there. They still make posters. Somebody gonna buy Mark Fletcher poster.
What the poster gonna say?
Just off that right there.
The poster gonna say?
Man, basically put on for my city.
Put on for who? Put on for you?
Put on for my city. Yeah. Put on for the U. Feel it.
Now you did a lot of winning down here, man. All the way up from youth. I mean. Did you ever lose a game in youth football? Like y'all barely lost, bro. I remember at one point in time y'all were just undefeated.
Yeah, it's hard to remember. Probably like 1 or 2 games though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 or 2 games.
Was that it? I was talking to his dad at the barbershop 2 weeks ago, and I told him how I used to do videos for Davey, where Blake Murphy was.
Right.
And I would always go through the videos in chronological order, and they somehow would always play Plantation towards the end. And every year they came back and they just looked better. And I was like, okay, this is the year right here. Then they get to the Plantation game, and that guy right there would ruin it for him every year. You ever apologize to Blake for that, man? Like just ruining their season every year.
That's why he had to come to us. That's the apology right there.
Nah, there it was. Yeah, he just packed it up and said, "Look, I'm gonna go get with a winner."
Blake was at what Blake?
He was at Davey, just right? Taking that L every year.
Nah, man, I remember y'all was on top of youth football at one point in time.
Yes,
who were some people on your team? You remember? It was a long time ago.
Damon Fagan, Damari Brown. Lieutenant Harrison with Blake Murphy. The list goes on. It was a lot of players. Dante Gentle. The list goes on. A lot of people who doing good things at colleges right now.
Right.
Man, they had a squad, didn't they?
Yeah.
In-home visits must have been great. They was just packing them in there.
Mm-hmm. No. They did have a squad.
They did.
So listen, you coming up in youth football, you wasn't big, right? You were slender. You were tall. You were slender. Then I don't know what happened when you got to high school. I don't know what American had. I'm not sure what the weight program got
Mike
going.
Smith, baby.
I'm not sure. Then you became big, and I should tell people like, he was always slender downhill runner. Mm-hmm. But when you put on the weight and you became a bigger back, that turns you into something else.
Yeah, but it was a hard adjustment. Yeah. Because my freshman year I was like 185 pounds. Then my sophomore year I went straight to 230. And like, to be honest, I don't even know. I guess just eating good. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But it was a hard adjustment at first. Like I had to change the way I train. Yeah. Like I couldn't do certain things at a point in time. Like it was pretty hard for me to adjust. But Coach Mike, he was just he always like just pushed me on just trying to get better each and every year, and then we just focus on the little things, the way I would make a jump cut right here, and then just watching what I eat. And not necessarily like I was fat. It was just I just got just got big out of nowhere.
It had to be a growth spurt in there too, right?
I would hope so. Otherwise, show me how to gain 45 pounds like that. In Little League, though, he was a shifty runner. He would get downhill, but he was a shifty runner, and I think that helped him Because if had he been big all his life and he was just about running into contact and trucking people, you know, I don't know that he would be as good as he is now. So he started off as a shifty runner, and that was just his ID. And then he gained the weight, so now he was big with the ability to be shifty. And then, of course, you know, at some point he realized, I am this big. You know, I might not need to make a move on you and just run over guys. So he's got both, which is, you know, why he is, you know, what he is right now.
Well, 45 pounds, that's a lot.
Man,
that is a lot. That's crazy.
A different offense. Like, I mean, you gotta.
45 pounds is a lot. Hey, slide a 45 on that bar and watch what happens.
Yeah,
it's definitely that's a really big weight gain. Yeah. That had to be difficult. Any like knee pains?
Yeah, I had knee pains. I've had a few like knee surgeries, but you know, like I say, my 11th grade and my senior year, I learned how to deal with the weight, and it's like I cut down. It was like it wasn't just that fat; it just turned into muscle. And so now, instead of a fat 230, I'm a muscular 230, and you know, it was easier on my knees. I felt way faster. It was just, it all worked out in favor for me.
Does Coach Cristobal want you to be a certain weight, or is he?
They love the weight I'm at right now, which is 230, and they just want me to maintain it.
Gotcha.
Any else in the running back room close to 230? Anybody else?
I'll probably have to say Don Chady, probably the closest one.
He like what? What?
He probably like 200 or 210.
That's not close. That's not close. What are we talking about here? You know,
Man, well.
He's talking about a little baby. A baby is it?
There's gonna be some thunder and lightning, I guess, going on back there.
No, that's not close. When you were being recruited, and the coaches, they were all recruiting you at running back, right?
Yes, sir.
What were they saying to you about weight during the recruiting process?
Nobody really talked about my weight. They just said you a big back that can move, and that's what they like.
Is that what the game need right now? Is that what teams looking for, Chad?
Not necessarily. I mean, I haven't seen that, and I'm gonna ask you in a moment who you compare your game to. But when I was there, we had Donnell Bennett, who was 240. James Stewart, who was
Donnell Bennett that big?
Yes, he was. I'm here to tell you he was definitely that big. And there was no good part of his body to hit. And we had James Stewart, who was 248.
Oh.
And I used to love to see Danielle Ferguson back there. He was 200 pounds.
James Stewart that big either.
Yes, running a 10-4.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
that was our problem in the scrimmage.
Right. I say that because here's my philosophy. Here go football. Here go my philosophy. How I see football.
Let's hear it, y'all.
They pass so much, right? So there's a lot of DBs out there. There's a lot of chasing wide receivers. And then when you bring a Derrick Henry through, when you bring a Mark Fletcher through, right? It's not these big heavy linebackers running around.
Yes, you're gonna catch the little guys on the field.
Right.
And he's gonna do what he does to them.
Right. And that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, if you got a bigger back, then now you got DBs trying to deal with.
I personally would like to see more teams do it, to be honest, for that same reason that you said. I coached on the defensive side. I know what that is. You know, you could end up with the wrong personnel on the field. So if you bring 4 wide receivers out there, plus you got Mark in the backfield, what do you want to cover receivers, or do you want to be able to tackle him? It puts teams in a pickle. He mentioned Derrick Henry though.
Right.
That's an obvious comparison, but who do you compare your game to?
To be honest, I don't really know, but I heard a lot of people say like Adrian Peterson, you know, Najee Harris, but Najee Harris, he could do all that hurdle stuff. I don't think I could do all that jumping stuff. I like to stay on my feet, but I'll have to say probably like Adrian Peterson because he could catch out the backfield, run away from defenders. So I'll have to say probably that's the closest one.
Yeah, because I would agree with that because like I said, there's a more shiftiness to your game. People who might want to compare you to Derrick Henry, that's just on size. Yeah. And he likes to run the contact. We've all seen that. Yeah. And there's really not much wiggle to his game. You know, he might try to throw a move, you don't get out of the way, he's going to truck you. But
right over you.
You know, I could do the Najee thing too, minus the hurdles.
Yeah,
you know what
minus
I mean?
the hurdles.
You're more physical than Najee though. You know, Najee will maybe dance a little too often. You know, so
who you comparing to? Who you think?
I could go with the Adrian Peterson thing.
You get Adrian Peterson?
I could do that. I could feel that a little bit.
Yeah. And how? Explain to me.
Downhill runner that will make a move when he needs to make it. And then if contact is necessary, I mean, he could win on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not his first choice, I think, always.
Yeah.
But you know, if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen. And he usually wins on that.
Right.
So
Adrian Peterson ran so hard, dog.
So hard.
He ran like every carry was his last carry.
Yeah.
Like they told him you coming out the game after this. After every carry.
I mean, you saw how he looked at Sean Payton when he took him out the game. About to take Sean Payton out.
Ran with bad intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough comparison given all what Adrian Peterson has accomplished.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a good measuring stick for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, and at some point, they'll start comparing other backs behind you to yourself. You know? That's what you want.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Cornell Tate, man. He lost his mom.
Yeah.
Cornell Tate lost his mom.
Yeah.
Lost his mom this week. And I say that because your junior year, I think IMG, y'all got IMG to come play.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got him to come to play you at American Heritage, which doesn't happen often. I seen Northwestern trick him into coming to Trash Crowd one time, and then y'all got him to come play at American Heritage. A good game, good game. They got the best of y'all, but it was a good game. What do you remember about that game? Like, what do you remember about going into that game? Because IMG has just been owning Florida. You know what I'm saying?
That's some of the biggest kids I've seen in my life.
I'm not sure if they're kids.
That's what I say.
I remember him getting hit mad late in the end zone. That's what I remember.
But nah, we was all excited about that game. You know, we know we made some big plays versus them that bring in some colleges interest to some of our players. So we were just excited to play. You know, such a prestigious prestigious high school. But we were just excited.
That was the game I discovered Cornell Tate.
Yeah,
y'all kept kicking the ball to him.
Kept kicking it.
He kept doing what he wanted to do with it. Oh, and I was at halftime. I was like, stop kicking the ball. 16, 17, whoever.
17,
Man,
17.
it becomes a pride thing, but man, he just kept doing stuff.
He a player.
You say he got hit late.
Oh yeah, he way into the end zone, touchdown, hands up, and Buddy came by and hit him.
You remember who hit you?
He went to Florida. I think his name. I forgot his name. I think it's.
This is
I
thought he got kicked off of a team.
Kamari Wilson.
Yeah, Kamari Wilson. Yeah, that's his name.
He in the house.
Kamari threw that shit. Hey, well, let's talk about Get him out here.
No, he in the house. He sleep. He
in the middle of the end zone, hands up.
Yeah.
And here he come. Bam! I was like, wow.
Yeah, he was trying to get the best of
me. He super physical. I'm sure that ain't the only game Kamari ever got kicked out of. Kamari played the game like a madman.
Yeah.
And I think they kicked him out of that game.
Yeah, right? They did.
They kicked him out.
Flags came from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're big.
Yes,
you saying that they were big.
I be saying that about everybody. Like my dad tell me all the time that I'm huge. I don't even be feeling like I'm that big until I really look at myself. I don't know. It'd be weird to me. I don't know.
Yes, it's hard. Nah, it's hard to see yourself.
Yeah.
In anything. No, it is. It's hard. It's hard to see yourself. But them DBs see you coming down here. They know what big is.
You're just seeing socks, man. You don't really see that, man. We just looking at the socks.
You read Nikes.
We trying to just grab them ankles and put them together.
That's what you be teaching out there in all our DB, how to read Nikes.
Take the legs out. I'm sorry, Mark. We ain't trying to take that abuse.
It's all good. I just gotta add my Najee to that game.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's how you hurdle those dudes.
Yes, sir.
We're not playing long if we keep hitting them up top.
That's the only time we ever saw Najee hurdle somebody, right? He only did it once, right?
No, you crazy?
He's did it more than once?
Yeah.
What?
He's done it a couple times in the league. He did it at Bama.
I think he's been in high school too.
But I think it is something you have to add to your game because of what he just said.
Yeah.
I remember asking Mike McKenzie in high school. Mike McKenzie, 160 pounds, soaking wet in high school. He went to Norland. Mike, dog, what you gonna do?
Dreads, wasn't it?
What you gonna do when the fullback? You know what I'm saying? When them big dudes come through that dog, you skinny. He was like, man, I read Nikes. I was like, what? He said, I read Nikes. But that's how they have to tackle you. So I guess Najee just added that to his game. Like, man, if I see you looking at my feet,
I'm going over the top.
I'm going over the top.
Going over the top.
You got your number at Miami yet?
I'm wearing number 22.
22, right?
Yes,
you picked that number. How did that process go?
Well, I wanted number 4, but they gave it to a receiver that's been there, Kobe Young. But
they gave it to Kobe Young?
Yeah, I'll get it next year.
Just Kobe Young.
Nah, he a player though.
What number Kobe won?
2 + 2 is 4. So
Yeah, that's what I be saying. 2 + 2 = 4.
Kobe was 4 last year too?
No, he was.
What Kobe was last year, man?
8. What was he?
He was 8.
No, I don't think he was 8. I think he was 88.
88. Oh, that boy went from 88 to 4, huh?
Hey man,
big jump.
How you make them big time catches?
Some division going on.
Yeah.
So you just got 2 and 2 and 4, and you just did that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. that wasn't something like in recruiting, man. I mean, I remember when Duke got recruited, man. He negotiated.
Well,
like
numbers. Yeah, some players did, but it's like I wouldn't say I necessarily cared.
Yeah.
As long as they didn't give me nothing crazy.
What's
like,
crazy? Give me a crazy number.
like 44. Yeah, in the 40s is crazy.
Boy, hand in the ground.
But as long as I was in that 20 range, I was good. Yeah, that's crazy.
22 who? Emmett?
I mean,
Who
the all-time leading
Who
rusher,
else?
but
Najee Harris.
yeah, Najee Harris was
Najee
22.
Derrick Henry.
You know,
So you been on campus how long?
I'll say about 2 months now.
2 months?
Yes, sir.
Any challenges, man, since you been there? Like anything was like, boy, man, I didn't know it was like this.
To be honest, I'll say doing my own laundry. That's about it.
Hold up, Dad. Hold up.
Doing my own laundry for that first week.
this has opened up a world of questions.
Time out. So all your life, somebody been watching your stinky drugstore. You little stinky Under Armour.
I got spoiled on that for a little
Who
bit.
doing it? Who was doing your laundry?
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom and my grandma.
Wow.
And then at one time you thought about, boy, when I leave mom's house, I'm going to have to find out what Tide is. I'm going to have to understand what Tide is.
Yeah. But yeah, no, on a real note though, on the football part, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Like,
Nah.
I knew I was gonna have to wake up early, work out, give my all. So that part, my mind was already prepared for that. And like learning the plays, that was easier than I thought too. I thought that would be way harder.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, but I always been a student of the game. I always like tried to work on that part. And all my years in high school, that's what Coach Mike instilled in me. He said that's a big part of my game because he always knew I could play football.
Right.
He always knew I had that in me. But can you be a student of the game? Can you know what everybody doing?
Right.
Like not just only learn your position. You have to know everything. That's what opened up a lot of things for me. I know my receiver. He gonna go right here, so I can make a cut just based off what he doing.
Right.
And so as a running back, learning things like that, it just boosted your game up.
So you got the playbook down, Pat?
For the most part,
For the most
yes, sir.
part? What
For the
you
most
get-
part.
yeah?
2 months being
Is
there
it
for
thick?
the most part.
Is it the big? Is it lot? Is it the
Like,
iPad?
I'll say you
scroll?
want a playbook for a running back, it's not that challenging.
It's not.
No, sir. It's not that challenging.
That's part of getting on field, ain't it, Chad? That's how you get on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little more simple for the running back. How's the blitz pickup stuff? That's
Yeah.
usually the most complicated.
Yeah, that's what I would say
right,
the
right,
most
right.
complicated thing is. But even that, I'm getting it down. Yes, sir.
Were you always a running back? What age did you start playing football, and then were you
I say
always a running
like
back?
around 7 years old, and I played O-line.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like everybody start off at like O-line position. You just want to start hitting people.
Well,
at
I
first.
didn't. I was built like this right here. There wasn't nobody putting me on an O-line, but I get it. And so when did you start becoming a running back? And how did that even happen?
To be honest, I think like
They saw you
before,
playing the throw-up tackle game?
Yeah,
Like,
I was just
oh.
faster than everybody and bigger than everybody, so they just put me back there one time, and then I feel like my first time getting, I just scored. And it was crazy. It just
You've been
like
scoring
an
ever
instinct,
since.
yeah. And then that was it.
How far into your little league career did the running back thing start?
Like when I was 7 years old.
Oh,
like
so
that same year I played
that
online.
first year?
Yeah,
Oh,
I had to
okay.
get a couple games in, and then I scored right over there by Oakland Park at Lauderhill Complex. Yeah, that was my first touchdown.
That boy remember exactly where he was.
Exactly.
Hey, man.
Every time I
You
drive
always
past
remember
them-
your first one.
That boy remember exactly where he was.
Oh, I thought he was going to tell me like it was 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
like,
no.
let's put the coach on blast that had you at, O-line. But so you're playing O-line, but now how did the running back thing happen? It was an accident, like
No, I
somebody
just-
was sick.
But
hurt?
I would always, and like when we had a little conditioning and sprints, I'll always be faster than everybody.
See that?
So-
See that? Kids at home?
So and coach just put me back there one time, and then the rest is history.
You're not going to tell us the part about like your dad probably was behind the scenes.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, because I was always training for it growing up. Like I always run.
See,
So,
I know
yeah.
how it work. I was a little league coach. Dad be like, hey.
Well, yeah, no, he never like pressed me to do anything for real though. He just, always trained me, always doing stuff in the backyard, handing a little football off. I had that little fake helmet everybody wearing as a kid, but
the little concussion 2000 helmet.
Oh yeah, but
What you call it? The
Yeah.
concussion 2000.
I try to tell kids when I played little league, we had the right ear, the pad here, pad here, 2 ear pads.
I had a chin strap.
Well, he had a chin strap, but them little 20 yards apart, ram, meet in the middle. So, like, if I forget your name, please understand what Little League football was. Wasn't much protection. They be giving those away at, like, they do giveaways at the stadium now with those type of helmets.
Yeah.
What y'all got now is
A1.
They trying, at least trying, huh?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Your class was very boisterous coming into the University of Miami. And it was guys already there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was talking like the team was starting with y'all and y'all was going to add to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But how's everybody bonding since you've been there, man? How's the camaraderie?
Since I've been there, the older guys like Cam, James, they said they seeing a completely different team. They saying they see the change in the culture and the way they working out. And I feel like they kind of waved out those guys who didn't want to get into the culture. They like got them out of there. Right. So, but ever since this first day I've been there, guys, it's been guys leading. They like try to leave it on the players. Yeah. They try to, because at the end of the day, we the ones on the field. So we the ones in this together. Yeah, the coaches, they going to be our God, but, the coach ain't going to help you catch a ball. The coach ain't going to help you go run down or kick out, hit somebody. But I'll just say, the culture and the brotherhood is getting more like tighter. That's what I was saying. That's what I'm hearing from the older players who had to go through all that last year. Yeah. Yes, sir.
With running backs, y'all practice together, right?
Yes, sir.
So when y'all get on the line and y'all run sprints or whatever, y'all run teens or 40s or gassers, do you always see the back of Chris Johnson jersey? Have you ever?
Oh yeah, I definitely see the back of it. Yeah, he be going.
Is he as fast as people think he is?
Nah, faster.
Faster
than what you think he is. Yeah.
I've seen him. He may be one of the fastest kids I've seen. I've seen them all. James Cook, Dalvin Cook. Him with the ball in his hand, and if the linebacker somebody missed, I mean he could be 6 at any time. I don't even think that kind of speed is not taught, Chad. Right? Like that type of speed.
He just wake up
Mama
and run
give you
like
that speed, right?
Come out and stretch and get running, especially down in South Florida. You find that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think you guys got a really great mix of running backs.
Yes, sir.
It's not a whole bunch of the same kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
And that allows a lot of you guys to get snaps, you know what I mean? Because each guy brings something different to the table, you know what I mean? So I think that's a really good thing that y'all got going on. I think that's by design also. And you were an important part of that.
Yes,
I don't think there are any backs that I could think of that can bring what you bring to the table. Your size, your cutting ability. So it was really important to get you into the class.
Yes, sir.
Because we got running backs down here. I've been saying we got one thing, it's running backs down here. So it's good. You made that right decision, man. It's good to see that.
Yes, sir.
And then also another thing is, I think what Mario is doing is recruiting not just out of the book,
We're
trying to recruit an attitude, a certain mindset.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
And maybe you choose a guy that's maybe a little less athletic. Maybe he's got one less star, but his mindset. Because some guys come in a 5-star and they just stay where they were in high school mentally because they've been.
They've been all
this,
that.
Yeah. So I'm done. I'm finished. I don't need to work like that. I didn't have to in high school.
Exactly.
And man, coming from where you come from and with the coach you had.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you definitely know what the work ethic is.
Oh, yeah,
and you guys hold each other accountable.
Always.
That's what was going on when I was there.
Yeah.
You miss a tackle, somebody meeting you halfway on the field, and it's not a coach. So, I hear that accountability thing, and I get excited about it.
Yes, sir.
So keep that continued.
Oh, yeah, we got to.
Yeah, for sure.
I always thought that was something that just naturally happened. I didn't know coaches kind of like
No, you can like overcoach guys, babysit guys, and then they start looking to you for the guidance instead of just saying, hey, this is your guys' team. You guys are going to be in the locker room. If you get blown out by Florida State 47-0, guess what? 30 years from now, as a coach, I'm not going to be at the alumni meeting. I might be dead and gone. Y'all got to look each other in the face.
I say we went through that.
Right. I go back to an alumni deal now at 50. We could look at each other and be like, yeah, we tore Florida State head off.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean? So it really is your team.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about Coach Dawson. This is his first year. You guys landed there at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us about him and his offense and what part you play in the offense. The running back actually plays in the offense.
Yeah, he likes to involve the running back in like a lot of ways, and I like his style is very unique. He like to throw the ball around, but he like to get the ball to the backs too. And he always tell me every day I see him, we don't start nothing without running with you. So. But he said he want to run the ball. He said he want to do all this, but Yeah, I really like his offense.
Yeah.
And like old players, like not old players, but players who've been there before.
Yeah.
Like they saying they like the change too.
Yeah, they better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, we're not sure what happened last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody.
Why do you think he say that to you all the time?
To be honest, to make him, I feel like he say that to me, so he just make me feel like that we just can't start now without the running game.
Right.
That's all I say, because at the end of the day, they want to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have all these running backs, they better run the ball, but that's how I feel. But yeah, that's why I feel like you say that.
You say we got all these running backs. I'm gonna throw a name at you and just tell me what type of back is he. I know you haven't seen him like in practice, actually hitting, but you've seen him enough. I'm sure y'all play 7-on-7. So just describe what type of back he is. Paris. What type of back is Paris to you?
Yeah, I'll say he's shifty, can burn you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's smart, catch out the backfield. So I was watching him in high school, and he rip everybody apart at Columbus.
He was tough.
Yeah, but he used to be one of my favorite running backs to watch in high school. And
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I tell him that all the time too.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What about Don Chaney?
Don Chaney as well.
Yeah.
Don Chaney as well. I have to say a little bit more on the power side, but he can make a man miss too.
Yeah.
And then, I like the fact that we all can catch out the backfield. I feel like that's very important in our offense. Yes, sir.
And Chris is probably the smallest one of all y'all,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir. He's the smallest one.
Right. So what type of back is Chris?
Put him on the outside. Let him burn everybody. On the outside, let him burn everybody. But he's shifty too.
Yeah.
He make a cut. That all he need is one cut and he gone.
That's it.
Yeah. He try to avoid contact for the most part, but that only makes sense.
Yeah, I think you should.
I mean, if you're smaller and faster, you gotta use what you got.
Right. You should try to avoid one of the most gangsters wide receivers we ever saw, Marvin Harrison. I don't think he just got out of bounds. He never challenged anybody. You know what I'm saying? So he should be trying to avoid contact out there. Y'all do, man. Y'all have a deep running back room.
Yes, sir.
How is the competition in between you guys?
Yeah, we all compete every single day. So we all know at this, even though like our coach always tells us it could be any one of y'all. Like he let it be fair game. So we competing every day in conditioning, in the weight room. Like Don Cheney Hill, let's say he a deadlift like 385. I'm trying to beat that. Like we all just trying to just up each other game, and we all just compete in every single way, whether that being in the meeting room earlier time, but at the end of the day, that's what's all gonna make us better. Yeah. But even though we compete like that, we all brothers. Yeah. Even though I only been there for 2 months, this is like they just welcomed me, and they just said they just raised the bar, and they said this what the standard gonna be. Yes, we didn't went through those things before, but they trying to change the narrative. They trying to change everything. Yeah. They showing me the way it could do, and I'm just adding the knowledge I know to them.
That's good. No, that's good.
Who was your running back growing up?
Who was my running back?
And did that change when you woke up 45 pounds heavier one day?
Yes, I have to say LaShawn McCoy, Shady.
In the beginning, that's who you...
But even still to this day, even though I run nothing like him, not at all, but he was just my favorite running back watching. Like,
you just like the cuts?
Yeah, I love the cuts. It's just, you don't see that. And it's like, I don't think you can really teach that, in my opinion. Right. Even though he'll carry the ball crazy, but yeah, he was just very exciting to watch.
We don't hear that name often, man.
I was thinking the same thing.
And we should. There's just been so many good backs, but yeah, no one had those cuts like Shady.
Yeah.
Wasn't he supposed to come to or something like that? Was some crazy story with Shady?
Yeah, they wanted to make him a DB or something like that.
I never knew
we got a couple of those stories. For real.
Yeah, him and Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk was wanted
to come bad.
Dang.
They said DB.
And he tried to.
We don't have no coaches' names attached to that. Either one of those instances, but they've been allowed to hide. So I want to talk something about your recruiting journey. First of all, who was your first offer?
My first offer was West Virginia.
West Virginia?
Yes, sir. How'd
that come about? Came to practice?
Yeah, they came to practice, and I think it was a spring game. It was I was a freshman. It was a spring game, and I think I had made James Williams miss. And then once they seen that, they just dropped it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
West Virginia has to offer American Heritage 10 players every year. It's like...
Is that what it is? You know, there are those schools, man. I've told a story
like
when I was at Heritage. I forget what school it was, but they'd go to St. Thomas. They'd go to St. Thomas on Tuesday, and then they're gonna come to Heritage later that day. But they'd go to St. Thomas and offer like 15, 20 kids, and kids tweeted out.
Yeah.
I started getting a phone call or a text about the kids that got offered over there. I was like, hey man, just relax. Don't look at that. Don't look at any of that stuff. Your time's gonna come, et cetera, et cetera. So, all right, you did commit to Ohio State. How did that come about? And who was in the running at the time that you committed to Ohio State?
To be honest, I didn't know where I was going when they came, because they came like the very last. Like they came one of the last schools to offer me, and then Coach Tony Alford, he had called me just out of nowhere one day. He was like, "Listen, man, I know I came late, but I'm gonna make you, like, I'm gonna be on you. I want to show you like how much we want you." And then I went up there and visited school. When you visit Ohio State, man, it's like a trap. I say that for everybody, every recruit that goes to Ohio State.
Coach Alford's a likable guy too.
Yeah, very big family man, and you gonna want to commit to Ohio State. But just for my part, it just wasn't the best decision for me. But it's a great school.
You got caught
coaches.
up in
got caught up in just that big school who just wanted me, and I just fell in love with it and just ran with it at a certain point of time.
Understandable. Yeah, Columbus can be tough on you.
Yeah.
You made the decision there, or you came home and?
No, I made it well, my first time going up there, I was ready to commit that day.
Yeah.
But then I had called my dad. He was like, "Relax, man, relax." I'm just like, "All right."
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he was like,
I committed on a visit, and that's not what my dad said. He came through the phone. Like, I thought we talked about this. This the coach standing right there. It wasn't a speakerphone, but he was on speaker.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna have to decommit right there. So I know how it is.
We interviewed Ricky Williams, and me and Ricky went viral. Him explaining Mark Fletcher committing and how it happened. Viral.
What happened?
The way he explained it, was that true? The way he
explained it? Everything was true.
Was it?
Nothing was capped. He said it.
He just broke down happened. What they did. They set him. What they do? They set you in the room.
They sat me in the room. They showed me all my highlights, like broken down. Not even highlights. Stuff that I did wrong too. Yeah. They just broke it down like play for play, and we just in there watching it and showing me how I could make this cut better. Showing me, and he'll show me what they do in practice to help help their running backs with it. As far as blocking, like he said, how I was bringing my arms too far back.
Yeah.
How they like show training ways, but just stuff like that. How like I'll make a cut too early on the safety, and he'll show a clip in practice how they make their running backs like.
Man, that's got to be impressive.
Very impressive to me. I never seen anything like that before.
It's over for me.
The way he explained it, man, I didn't think it was gonna go by, but it went.
Yeah, but it was very true.
Ricky tells stories well too. Now.
Yeah, no, he did, and it was very true. I was even impressed, but it was everything he said was true.
It was true.
Yes, sir.
When you committed to them, did other schools turn up on you? Like they really start putting the press on?
Yeah, it got worse. I thought it was like.
You thought
in my head, I thought everything was gonna be relaxed.
Yeah, that's the lie that people want to believe.
But no, it got way worse. Way worse. Way worse. Yeah.
Like a dude getting married,
bruh. It's like having your girl in a bikini walking down, Ocean Drive. They do not care. They gonna catcall. Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah, they care. Yes, sir.
Do you want to talk about what Ohio State did after you decommitted? Like how was that whole situation? As much as you.
Or why did he decommit? Like why? Like,
we can start there. But he just said it didn't feel like the right decision.
Yeah, it was like talking to my family. It just didn't feel like the right decision because like I don't know me. I just know me. I get homesick. I just already know. Even though like a lot of people they could deal with it. Me personally, I feel like to elevate my game, I need to be around some people that I'm comfortable with. Right. But I know even though Ohio State. Like, it was good. I felt at home at a certain point in time. But when it came down to it, like, when it really came down to it, like, that time, like, it's about to be signing day. Like, I was just, like, signing day was getting closer. I was just like, man, do I really want to do this? And I just sitting back. I even, like, I don't know. I talked to God for hours about it. It was, I was stressed out. Recruiting process was the most stressful part about my life at that certain point in time. But I'll just have to say, when it really came down to it and I talked to God, it was just that little voice in my head that said I have to go somewhere else. And then, you know, everybody will get that. Like, in the recruiting process, you'll get that little voice in your head. Like,
they didn't promise, like, hey, we'll bring your mom up here to do the laundry if that's the issue.
Yeah, no.
Like, let's just get that out in the open. These are the kind of offers we can make.
Yeah, but you know, everybody makes some little slick offers every now and then.
Right.
You know, that's just what the recruiting process is. But, you know, nothing promised till you get there.
Yeah.
Everybody will say something to make you get there, but, you know, nothing guaranteed till you really, really get there.
So how pressurized was that for you at the end?
It was the pressure got to me a little bit, but I had great people around me who kept me down, and like if I ain't have my family to back me up, I don't know where I would be at, to be honest.
It's tough for the kids that go through it without that.
Yeah,
and it really is. That's
crazy. I have a lot of homeboys, a lot of brothers who don't have those people to back them up. But you know, my dad would be a voice to them. You know, a lot of them boys who don't have their father in their life, and you know, their mom just trying to be supportive. Yeah. They don't really know the game.
Of course.
They don't really know the thing, and you know, he'll be a voice to them and then try to help them out. So
yeah, I'm sure as a dad of a kid highly recruited, his phone was ringing.
Yeah,
you know,
going crazy.
Past the recruiter.
Your dad a big fan, huh?
Big fan.
He used to be walking around the house with a turnover chain. You trying to make your decision to go to college, and daddy walking around with a Dad, you got a turnover chain on for, man? Nah, I just felt like.
Yeah, no, he
man, randomly putting Porter's highlights on. I ain't telling you where to go or nothing, but like that's Frank Gore right there.
Yeah, but no, yeah, he a huge UN fan, but he never pressured me to go there.
No,
never, not even once, never. He said wherever I go, that's where he gonna support. And even though I'll go to other colleges, he'll still be rocking some UM gear. Yeah. He said, all right, this is my school. You go there, that's going to be your school. But I'm going to still support you. I'm going to still support you, but I'm going to support you too. But
that just makes him work harder.
So tell me, he was on the visits with other...
Yes.
Did they ever say anything to him?
They'll just make jokes about it. It was nothing too serious. I remember one time we was even at Florida. We went to a Florida game, and the little recruiting lady, she was like, all right, let's take a picture. And he go throw up he go throw up to you.
He acting like he's Vegas or somebody. He acting like a kid.
My goodness.
But yeah, all the little other parents, they like, hey, but it was all just funny games.
Are you serious? Man. You ain't never nudge and be like, Dad, you fucking up the money, man.
I was laughing at it, to be honest.
They wanted Pops to be doing this.
Yeah. They was like, oh, no, you got it all wrong.
Man, I went to Notre Dame with Quincy on a visit, and he got dressed in the locker room, that whole deal, and we walking out to the field, and they told me to tap that sign. I said, boy, this visit could be over right now. If you think I'm tapping that sign on the way out to that field at this school, we can cut this right now.
You can stop this right now.
Change my flight info, man. Yeah.
You weren't doing it, huh?
No, I'm not tapping the sign. Yeah, I brought my son here. That better be enough.
Well, shout out to your dad. He delivered, man. Because Chad was 0-2. He ain't deliver nobody.
Al Golden, people. I just want y'all to know that.
That's our running joke, man. Chad ain't deliver nobody, man. We got everybody delivered.
My bad.
At all, man. But that's funny. I didn't know that, man. Dad was throwing shade like that on the. Oh,
it'll all be funny again though. He a comedian at heart, for real.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I like it though. Like I said, make the coach work harder.
They most definitely did.
Yes. We better get it all in because Dad probably gonna undo it all when we get home. So
yeah.
That's probably how the whole video got made at Ohio State.
After your state game, bro, you probably don't know this, man. Reporters were talking to you. I interviewed you, but it was one reporter. I don't remember his name. I don't remember where he's from. You were finna commit, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna be able to get you. Could you make me 2 videos of the schools that you may commit to?" And I'm saying to myself, why the fuck would he ask him that? I'm saying to myself, Mark, don't do it, dog. Don't do it. Mark was like, nah, you know what? Just then you told him later. You remember? Did you remember that?
Yes, sir. I remember it.
I didn't like that, bro.
Yeah,
man.
It felt kind of weird. It felt kind of weird. He put me in an awkward position, but
no, he was trying. No, he was trying to get information.
Yeah,
that's what he was trying to do. But you peeped it. You stopped for a minute. You was like, I'm not supposed to tell him what.
Yeah. I'm like, I had to really sit and think for a second. I'm like, because I was just ready. You know, it's an interview. I'm just ready to answer. But when I had that camera in my face, I'm like, hold on, he trying to get me.
You thought about it, dog. Then you came to. You was like, nah, I can't.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not giving him that. Nah.
Gotta hit him with that Nick Saban line. Not gonna do it, so quit asking.
Nah, that bothered me because my media always came from a standpoint of supporting you guys.
Yes,
I always
sir.
thought that the content just came from your Mark Fletcher.
Yes, sir.
That's James Williams. It's enough content just being around them, watching them. I don't have to trick them into anything and I don't know. I mean, I may be being a hater right now, but that bothered me enough for me to bring it up on the podcast. And that was 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
No, that really bothered me, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that state game. You know,
last one, right?
Yeah, probably not your most popular topic, but
Yeah.
you know, just a part of your history. You know,
Yes, sir.
how did you guys feel going into that game?
Mhm.
Did you leave that game feeling like we probably should have won that one?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I feel like, well, if you're a real winner and you call yourself a winner, you leave every game believing that you should have won it. And we went into that game believing we were gonna win. That whole week we were just excited. You know, we had lost to them that previous year. You know, we wanted that get back, but you know we we prepared for it the best way we could. You know, at the end of the day, things happen. It's football, but I believe we left it all out there.
Yeah,
I know I did, and then you know it was getting kind of tight. It was you know, we had a little mishap at the end, but you know, mistakes happen, and then you just have to always back up your brothers. And as long as we all left it out on the field, you know, I left my high school career at that.
most people observe Central obviously from the stands and they draw their own conclusions. As someone who's played against them twice,
Yes, sir.
what is it about Central?
They football players, man, all of them, and they all together. Like, not saying that we weren't, but you know, I feel like, I don't know, it's something about them, man. It's just they football players, all of them, every single one of them, and they very well coached, very well coached. I feel like most people don't give them that credit, but you know, they say it's just the players, but they're very well coached, very well coached. And when it's time to play football, they put everything on the line. They play it like, even though it's their last game, they play every game like it's their last game. Every single player.
I mean, I've looked in their stands. It might be their life. You better win this state game
Exactly.
against that private school in Broward.
Yeah,
I feel you.
That was your last high school game, right?
Yes, sir. It was my last high school game.
You vividly remember this, right? You're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. Dog, that was a hell of a game.
Yes, sir.
That was a great game. That was a great game to watch. Do you remember how it went? Like, who started at the lead? Do you remember everything? Like, how much y'all went down? Do you remember the detail like that?
It was getting like a little crazy. I was like, whoo.
I mean, there's a lot of times where you could have just said, man, that's it, that's Central.
Oh, yeah.
But y'all kept going.
Oh, yeah, no, we had to, because I remember going in that halftime, everybody was like looking down, but you know, a few of my other close friends, we just came together and said, bro, this is our last high school game, bro. Like, this is our last one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everything I got. And I told them as we were doing that little halftime stretch, I said, I'm gonna give y'all everything I got, everything that's in me. All I'm asking is that y'all just do the same.
Exactly.
Every single one of y'all just do the same.
No,
and then we turned up a little bit.
No, that was a good game. Y'all
Yes,
showed the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Y'all did
sir.
it where y'all supposed to do it and where it's supposed to look. At the end of that game, you said something happened. Malachi drops the ball right at the end of the game. Young freshman wide receiver. He's getting offers from everywhere, and rightfully so.
Yes,
The
sir.
kid is super talented.
Very.
I followed him to the locker room, man. I got in the locker room, and he was laying on the ground,
Yeah.
boo-hoo crying.
Depressed.
I lost it, and I just told him, bro, listen, they wouldn't be here without
At
you.
all.
Like, I understand it hurt, but you gotta grow out of it. You gonna grow from this. You know what I'm saying? He was devastated.
Oh yeah, devastated. Yeah.
What did you tell him? Did you have to tell him anything?
Yeah, cause he texted me like after the game. I didn't even see him after the game. It just like we had brought it up. I didn't even get a chance to talk to him. I just went to go see my family because that night I had to go and take my official visit. But we gonna pick up on that later. But now he had texted me that night. He was like, "Man, I'm so sorry. Like, man, I know I let you down." I'm like, "Bro, you can never let me down, bro. You gave your all." Like, mistakes happen. Like, bro, it's football, bro. You gave it your all. It's not like you gave them the ball. Now, if you would have gave them the ball, then yeah, it would have been a different story. But bro, you gave it your all. I told him, bro, I love you, bro. I'm proud of you. Like, bro, you're a ball player. You know what you've been doing for us all year.
Yeah.
And you a freshman. Like, bro, the sky's the limit, bro. And all of us, I just told him, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. I love you. And then if you ever need anything, I'm here.
I'm sure his hair will be on fire all season long. You know what I mean? That's what should happen, and I think he's that kind of player.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna bring all that. He hasn't forgotten. He'll bring all that into this season.
That just made him just get better.
But what time is it he texting you? So he's still thinking about this.
Yeah.
What time was it? What
3
time?
a.m. in the morning. Hey, boy, go to bed.
Like for real though, like 3, 4, 5 a.m.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, he was devastated, and not no one play ever really loses a game unless it's Tyreek Stevens.
Y'all hear that, Florida Gator fans? Not one place. You heard me.
No, I didn't look at that game was so this.
Yeah.
When he dropped the ball, I didn't look at it as if he lost the game. For some reason, that didn't. That's not how I saw that. You know,
I don't think that's what people in the stands really thought either.
No,
I could understand him maybe feeling that way,
right?
But none of us up there thought that.
Right.
You know, a few critics will probably say that. A few people who didn't really watch the game, they just want to criticize a young football player. But you know, that's the easiest thing to say.
Right.
Yeah, but deep down, if you really watch the game, it was so back and forth. At a point in time, things just happen.
Yeah. He was pretty amazing his freshman year. I saw him his whole youth career as a quarterback. Just converse the wide receiver, man. And what is it that make him? Because he's not big. What is it that make him so good?
His confidence.
Really?
His confidence is up there. Not cocky. It's just his confidence. He's like, bro, I know I could do this, and he just gives 100% effort, like, and practice and everything that he does. Like, that's what just made him a ball player. Honestly, his confidence was up there. He always knew he was capable of doing all those great things, and then when he had the opportunity to go do it, he just did it.
Seems like people follow him too. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like people.
A leader.
Yeah, they gravitate towards him. Like for someone that age, that was an amazing quality.
That's some special DNA, bro. His dad was a special guy.
Talk about his dad.
Brown. He's a special guy, and his mom is not built like she's different. Yeah. So he come from he has a nice little circle around him, man. That he's the smallest one to get him to where he is now. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But he's back this year as a sophomore. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Have you spoke to the team since you left? Or?
Yeah, I was just on the phone here before this.
Oh, real?
Asking him how the team doing. He said they're doing good. Yeah, but I'm going to try to get down there later this week. They finishing up their summer conditioning, so I'm going to try to get down there and watch them. But, he said they're doing real good. Just got to keep it going.
The year before that, you guys going to that playoff game against Central again. And Brandon Inniss is the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about practice that week. Like, did y'all feel confident? Was it like, hey, Brandon, man, just if you don't see nothing, run the ball? Like what was it? You know what I'm saying? Talk to us about that, because the specialist Brandon Inniss is which you could put him at.
I don't think you had to tell Brandon that.
No,
I don't think you had to tell him any of that.
How was that going into a game that big and your quarterback isn't there? Your best offensive player is that? You know what I'm saying? How was that?
Like, we knew we were kind of like a minor disadvantage because we don't have Brandon out there. Yeah. You know, catching the ball, doing what he does best. But at the end of the day, it's football, and we just gonna give it our all. We believe we did the best possibility that was for us, best thing that was for us, and we just put the ball in our best player's hands. Me and Brandon, and he tried to do his little thing at quarterback, try to make plays. 'Cause at the end of the day, he is a football player. Right. And if we ain't have, I feel like that's the best person we could have put there to help us, just even stay in the game. Right. Yeah, so. Before
that game, I called Coach Jube. I said, Coach Jube, would you rather have Brandon Inniss at wide receiver, or would you rather him get the ball in his hand every play at quarterback with the option to hand it to Mark, right? Yeah. He said, we'd rather him at quarterback, because now at least we know where he at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
I didn't even think of it like that.
He said it right. No, he said it right.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it like that. He ain't moving around. He ain't going in motion.
Right.
We know where he at when the ball is snapped. He got the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
And it's not his, it's not the best thing that he does. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anytime you can force the opposition to do something that's not their best, you kind of win in there.
Yeah.
What would be your idea of what would be a successful career for you?
Successful career, like my freshman year.
Just in
just
general, when it's all said and done.
I'll try to be there for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then.
You thought about that?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to break records, to be honest. I'm trying to break records. Any record that's there, I'm trying to break it. And I'm just get them my all. They get them the best me. Get them the best me. But I'll see. I can't give you no right on the dot numbers, but I know I'm not trying to be there no longer than 3 years.
Gonna be hard to break records with 3 years, man.
I know.
Some of those records are out there.
I know. Yeah, they up there, but all it's gonna do is just make me better. And even if I don't, I just know that I'm gonna be up there. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Who's rolling records at UM at running back? Duke got some. Who else would be some? Because they didn't play a lot, right? Like they would play sparingly. All them great backs we had.
We did. There was a time where a lot of those guys were sharing carries, but like Willis had a really, really good year.
Right.
You're talking like single season kind of stuff. Clinton had a really nice career there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think Duke surpassed Clinton.
Yeah. So and Duke went crazy at Miami. You know, he was kind of more of the offense when he was there. You know, so just think of some of those names.
Yeah.
You know.
Anybody on defense sticks out to you? You like, man, dog is good, man. He's good as advertised.
On Miami right now?
On Miami defense, yeah, when you go up against the defense.
Ruben Bain.
Oh, boy.
I'll say that right now. Even though he hasn't played the game yet.
His name is a constant.
He's getting his name everywhere.
Yeah, it's a constant.
Man. That man, he a ball player.
Right. What is it you see?
A hurricane. Oh, no. This man just his strength, his power. And he's very smart too. Yeah. The way he plays the game, and he knows if he calls stuff out in practice that we just like how he called it. Even though he been lined up against his offense, we'll put something new out for the week, and it's like, it's a pass.
That's annoying, isn't it?
Stuff out. Yeah, very annoying.
Man, be quiet.
Very annoying, but our whole defense is a lot of great players on there, but I'll have to say Ruben Bain, incoming freshman.
Man, that's a lot to make an impact. Like he's making.
Man, you hearing look at this class though. I mean, think about it. You know, so maybe there is something about your class coming in there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, he's making a hell of an impact.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about Mario, man. What type of guy is Mario to you?
Man, he a very cultural guy, and he just keeps it in the family. He just keeps it in the family. He's gonna keep it straight to you. There ain't no BS about him. It's just he gonna keep it straight to you. Real man, look in your eye, tell you things for what it is, and he gonna push you.
Yeah.
Every position. He going. Even when we'll be out at practice, he'll just choose one day. All right, I'm gonna go watch all the old linemen. All right, I'm there watching all the old linemen. He gonna coach them up.
Right.
One day he'll be watching the running backs. All right, I'm just watching the running backs, and he just do that with every position group. But even to the staff members, to even people on his staff, the other coaches, everybody has great respect for him because he just keeps it real. He just keeps it real. How can you not respect it?
Right. Is he a laid-back guy, or do he get on that Catholic collection and start going crazy? He get crazy sometimes?
Yeah. He can get crazy. Yeah, he can get crazy.
Yeah.
He can get crazy.
You seen him go off already?
Yeah, I seen him go off.
He's still a lineman now.
Yeah. I seen him go
somebody
off.
without a helmet on.
Yeah. And I seen him go off, but it's crazy because I wouldn't even expect that. Out the recruiting process, when you was recruiting, all you get is when you next to your mom, hey mom, all this and that. Yeah, so nice.
I love that.
Yeah, it'd be funny when I could see him switch it up and just be a coach.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's laid back. He's talking all smooth.
Yeah, talking all.
Right. Miss a block though.
Yeah.
I'm a beep.
All that.
Lost his mind.
What game are you really looking forward to this season? I know, the coach speak one game at a time.
Yeah.
But what game are you really looking forward to?
To be honest, the first game.
Yeah?
Yeah, honestly, the first game. The first college game, running out and actually being in the Hard Rock Stadium instead of, watching it from the stands. I'm going to be a player down there. And I feel like I'm not trying to talk bad about the opponent, but I feel like that's a game where I could play and I could be involved. And I'm just excited about this first game and who we going against, Miami, Ohio.
Gotcha.
So listen, man, we gonna be out there this year, bro. All right, you know what I'm saying? Putting the camera on you, man. Caneville will be out there, man, and we following you. So good luck, man.
Yes,
And Chad, I'm the street, man. We outside, man. Come back to see us, man, when you
Oh,
get
yeah.
big time, all right?
Most definitely. I got
All right,
you.
man.
For
Football
sure.
field. We outside.